This is episode 3 of 3, joined as always by my good friends and co-hosts Decap and Chip. This episode specifically brought to you by our good friends at Urban Lodge. They were kind enough to send me a UConn Territory 4-pack.
There we go.
A New England Pale Ale. I'm not sure if there's a Midwest Pale Ale or a New York Pale Ale, but we have a New England one, so that's good. Before we dive into anything too crazy, boys, Kentucky Derby weekend, Golden Tempo's the winner. Some drunk thoughts for me on Saturday night. I had wished I'd thrown 1,000 on Golden Tempo. Where do you guys check in the Derby from?
I walked into a blind rhino at about 6:47 with a fedora I wore to the Kentucky Derby, and the DJ said, "Fuck, we have a hat contest winner," and they gave me a bottle of Woodford Reserve engraved with the 2026 blind
Low
rhino
bar.
hat contest. So paid for my tab for the night.
Low
What race?
bar. Low bar for the hat contest.
How many angry women were there? Because you know they come correct with those hats. Like I've seen hats, and you walked in looking like Tommy Cutlett, who's the quarterback for the Giants.
Tommy Cutlett's DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. Yeah. Sean Stellanos, his agent you're talking
That's
about.
right, his agent. That's right. That's what I was getting to. You walk in and immediately, that's respect. But did you do this? Thank you.
A little bit. What a race, though. What a race. What a lot of good bits on from the trainer, the first female trainer to ever win it. If you've watched her screaming as he comes down the last turn,
screeching, I guess you could say. And speaking of hats, Kat's got the Tony Danza Angels in the outfield.
That's right.
That's
Danny
nice
Glover,
piece.
Joe.
Danny Glover.
It could happen. I found this. This is 2007, a college. Like, we moved into the house, and I'm telling you, this mint condition for a fat-headed guy, 7 and 5'8". It is sitting in the room I'm moving into, brand new. It's got the sticker on it, and I don't even agree with stickers.
But 20-year-old hats is crazy.
Not a sticker guy, man. I'm not a sticker guy.
No. I just
used to be.
I didn't.
Used to be a sticker guy.
But that's the top one though, where you leave the thing.
Yeah.
This is to let you guys know I didn't pay for this authentic hat. But yeah, I like. It's kind of cool though.
But yeah, man. Hey, a lot of thoughts going through my mind. Obviously, wish I'd thrown some money on Golden Tempo, but if I was going to relate it to UConn, thinking we've been blessed with a lot of shooters that have Golden Tempo. Curious what your guys' thoughts would be when you hear Golden Tempo. What UConn shooters, any generation, any decade, what UConn shooters come to mind when you hear Golden Tempo?
Chip, I'd love to hear from you first, because I don't want to step on your toes, because you know I love to bring more than one when asked for one. So I don't want to take anyone away from you.
In a franchise of amazing shooters, I have one, and he's not probably the biggest name, but one that we all know. I think of Rashad immediately. 23-1, Lakeland, Florida, big boy, shooting above his head, and every fucking time. I mean, I was a kid, so it was a little bit different. I was in middle school, but every time Rashad Anderson took a shot, I knew it was going in, and I felt it was going in. He's Golden Tempo for me. Florida boy up in the East Coast, just wet for all of the early 2000s.
It's kind of crazy when you look at like Karaban, where he ranks up
the knuckleball, knuckleball that Rashad used to throw.
Where Karaban ranks up as like most threes in UConn history, and then you see Rashad up there, and you're like, that is just outrageous. You forget. It seemed like a lot as a kid, but now you respect at a whole nother level. Now that you're old as dirt, Calf, who do you got?
Oh, that's really good. Rashad, good dude. I randomly ran into him on a flight a couple years ago with his family. Nicest guy ever. I think there are a few easy ones, but I mean, Ben Gordon.
Yeah.
The guy. First of all, if there's a guy, and then Rashad, I love it. I can't believe all the people I've been thinking about Rashad didn't come to mind, because you are definitely right on that one. But if I think of a guy who is old school video game A, B, C to release, Dude, Ben Gordon, prime Ben Gordon,
Very high
unguardable,
release.
on the run, and he would Kobe point. Because I think there are the guys who are easy. I won't throw all of them there, but yeah, man, I got to go Ben if just because I'm staying away from I think two of the more obvious guys. But
And those two obvious guys are who? Say the quiet part out loud.
oh, it's Ray. It's Ray.
Yeah.
He's the purest shooter we've ever had, and I don't say that lightly. But the Jordan Hawkins.
Okay.
Jordan had a robotic shot that was just mind blowing. And I don't want to say anymore because I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, I mean,
Hawkins was good for 4 a lot too. That's what made his even nicer.
Yeah,
Ray is Ray the prettiest shot in NBA history?
Are you saying Bray or Ray?
I'm saying
Pam.
I'm glad we're going to find out. I'm glad we get another chance.
I'm saying
Bray
Bray.
Allen.
I'm saying
things
Bray.
could
Bray.
be. Yeah. There's a lot of weight behind that. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, but Ray Allen. Who was prettier than that?
How blessed are we to have this discussion where you just like golden tempo, and there's a list of about 10 or 12 shooters you could name, and nobody's wrong.
Hamilton coming off a screen from 13 feet. Forget it.
Say his name, Richard Hamilton. Oh,
and Shabazz from wherever he wanted.
So
Shabazz was cold. Shabazz was cold, and his legs usually look like this when he shot.
Beyond blessed. And guys, I mean, that was a great little segue into what we're about to get into now. Obviously, we had a great first couple of episodes, a busy drop for the boys. 2 episodes, 1 day. To be as transparent as possible, I don't think any of us planned for that. I think we just kind of didn't want to sit on that terrace episode, and the feedback's been great. We're really, really blessed. But kind of left something on the table, and I want to kind of dive into it head first. The Alex Karaban legacy talk. We really went into depth talking about what Malachi meant to the team. We went into depth talking about what Terrace meant to the team. But Alex Karaban deserves his moment. And Chip, I know you kind of wanted to dive into it first. But you left off with the Mount Rushmore too. But Chip, let's full picture, 30,000 foot view. Alex Karaban legacy. Give me something, man.
Monster legacy, the impact is it's more than stats. It's more than almost 1,800 points. It's more than the 750 rebounds. We talked about that. He might be the face of Dan Hurley's championships over these 4 years. Who's the guy that we think of first? Who's the guy that kind of puts his mark on this era of UConn basketball? We're about 40 years into being a top tier program now, and good in almost every 5 to 10 year span within that. And very few programs can say that. And I think the biggest piece that I mentioned last time that's not going to be mentioned in the future or in the history books is Alex Karaban may be the reason Dan Hurley's still in Connecticut, and he's at least a percentage of that. Absolute monster, absolute coach's dream, and he's got a lot of jewelry to show for it.
Is he the winningest player in UConn history? Excuse me for not knowing that off the top of my head. I'm going to shot in the dark and say yes, but I don't want to sound arrogant for not knowing the answer to that question.
Didn't he jump Samson during the season? Am I making that up? I thought he just jumped him with a game or two.
UConn podcast, I don't know the answer, but hey, man, this is by the fans, for the fans. I just
you said from the jump. We don't know anything.
Is the winningest. He's the winningest.
That's fucking great.
I think it's 126 wins. And we play more games now too. So
that's fucking great, man.
Little cabiat, but that's a big deal.
Good. Happy I didn't know Chip is old reliable when you need him. You need arms in October. You need fastballs in October. You're calling Chip. You're calling Chip. Calf. What speaks to you on Karaban's legacy? What stands out the most when you hear Alex Karaban, UConn, winningest player? What comes to mind in Karaban's legacy?
Yeah, and no need to obviously echo Chip's sentiments, right? You obviously hit the nail on the head. I think we're like-minded there. I just love we alluded to a little bit last episode. It's a Chip's point glue guy, old, reliable. And what I liked is, yes, the hardware, yes, the winning, yes, the leadership. You heard Sarah say that, Cap's got an aura to him that probably only they get to see, because let's face it, he's vanilla as fuck when he's forward facing, because that's not his thing, right? It's just not his thing. He's a business guy, but I think what I love is, I mean, dude, when the kid had the yips, right? What was that, Villanova, when that happened, and we were all wondering what's going on? I mean, talk about scratching and clawing his way back, and shooters shoot, no conscience. And there was a time he'd miss sand if he fell off a camel, but we were all behind him. When he gets that ball, anybody in this room, when he gets that ball, you worried about him shooting? Like when Braylon gave him that ball, we're like, all right, let's go. This is where he shoots. He shoots from Guam. Now, when it went back to him, I thought to myself instantly, shouldn't say instantly because I blacked out, in retrospect, that guy was smooth enough to make that call, smart enough to make the call.
I was yelling for a timeout, to be honest. I wish the camera panned more.
You were just
I was yelling timeout. Hurley kind of panicked a little late, but yeah, I mean, not even thinking, not even like a hesitation giving that ball back to Brad.
Man. He was always there when we needed him.
Right.
And you never, whether the shot went in or not, I mean, he's a guy you trust with the ball, and that speaks volumes.
Yeah, man, just blessed to get like guys like that reclassified to come to UConn early. Comes in with Corey
came
Floyd,
up early, right?
They set out the entire year. Obviously, Floyd goes to Providence. Bum. Bye. Yeah, I wish the best for Floyd. I was really upset when he left. Because that was the turning point for me. Hurley bringing in his guys. He had the bridge players, and he went out and he got Karaban and Floyd. And I remember being so excited for Karaban. And looking back on him now, he had that baby face, little skinny, lanky kid. Didn't look like he had a lot of confidence.
He got some beef on him over the years. He lives in that weight room.
He hit the ground running. Hey, and he's got a great barber too, man. He's got a Peruvian barber. I asked him. I was like, "Who's giving you that tape job, man? Who's tapering you up? Like, what? Your barber's not white.
Massachusetts.
Your barber's not white.
Your barber's got more culture than you're leading on. Okay.
Where does Karaban, and Chip said something kind of outrageous, but I want to revisit it. I believe Chip said Karaban's not on the third Mount Rushmore. I'm not a Rushmore guy. I'm not. I'm anti-Rushmore. I'm not a Rushmore guy. I don't understand why.
We're here now.
It's a great sport. It's a great sports talk because, listen, we launched a podcast in the off season. We got to pass the time, boys. And if it's just us three, we're going to talk Mount Rushmore. But I'm anti-Mount Rushmore. I know you guys are pro. I'm just like, why do we need to narrow it down to 4 heads? Why?
Because we have to. And
we have to. Do we have to?
Because we do, because everybody else that is listening to us has got their own.
We'd be out of a show if we didn't. We'd be out of a show if we didn't do it. But Chip,
we want to see those people who agree with us, and then we want to see the people who don't.
And Chip, who do you have on your Mount Rushmore? Break me down by tiers, Chip. Just give it to me straight, man.
Are you doing both?
Let me down easy.
Why don't we go one by one here? Let's slow play a little bit.
The slow bleed.
In honor of Alex Karaban doing a little bit of everything right. And I do want to give my kudos.
Not right enough, though, huh?
I do want to give my kudos to Karaban now, where, I talked to some college coaches about him recently, and they were like, he's a guy that could play for Hurley today. He could have played for Knight. He could have played for Izzo. He could have played for Coach K. It wouldn't have mattered. They would have found a spot for him. He would have excelled. Obviously, he was pre-NIL, and he came in, believing in the dream that is UConn basketball, and we have 50% more national championships since he left. I'm going to start off the Mount Rushmore with I've got a couple guys that I want to start with, but I'm going to start with the big boy in the center, the big boy from Houston, Texas, Emeka Okafor, national champion, block leader, over 4 blocks a game for multiple seasons. He was the first guy that I think Calhoun for a long period of time wanted to put a center to dominate the middle. And when Okafor got there in the early 2000s, there wasn't a shot that I didn't think was getting rejected. And then his game evolved. We evolved. We had a really, really good couple years before the national championship. And then all of a sudden, the 2014 came as an absolute monster. An absolute monster. 6 NBA guys on the team, 5 first-round picks. He went second overall. He was National Player of the Year on a number of different things. They gave it to Jameer Nelson on the A. Smith, but started off with a Mecca, the probably best college basketball big man in the early 2000s, and another Duke killer as well.
So I got to ask, though, when weighing who's making your Rushmore, are you counting their NBA career? Does that influence you guys at all? Because that is a major influence on a lot of guys. You post the Mount Rushmore, and I posted it on Twitter, right? Just scrolling through the feed. Ray Allen's listed a lot. I love Ray Allen. Wasn't blessed enough to really enjoy his UConn career, but I can't really put Ray Allen on there because he didn't get any rings, right? But Ray Allen went on to have an elite NBA career. I mean, one of the best three-point shooters in the history, one of the best scorers in the history. You could go on and on. I want people to kind of sit back, like, listen, we're talking Huskies. Like, this is just whatever you did when you're wearing a Hurley or you're playing for Calhoun, you're wearing a UConn jersey, whatever you did during that time puts you on the rush.
But Chip, you didn't. You're just on Okafor right now, right?
Just on Okafor, but
Just
I think it's a good
we're-
point, Red.
We're gonna
My
get
algorithm.
there. Don't worry.
My algorithm is what impact have you had on UConn, just generally. So I think Ray's impact in the NBA actually helped UConn a ton. I mean, he was one of the top 6 picks in an unbelievable draft. But I'm thinking about championships.
Yeah, man.
I'm thinking about All-American, Big East title. I'm thinking about how dominant of a player you were. And then the last thing I'm thinking about is we built a fucking mansion that is UConn basketball, and I'm thinking about what's that base? What's that second floor? What's that third floor? Is the 6th championship as big as the first? I think numero uno might be a big deal. So I've got my 4. It's going to be tough, but my algorithm is what you've done for UConn, both pre and post. But obviously the majority of that is when you were in college and what you did when you were there.
Yeah, man, I'm all for it. I love it. It's 3 floors. I mean, I'm thinking maybe 5. Elevator, yacht in the back,
Spiral staircases.
a little bit of Scarface, maybe. I don't know. Kev, who are you starting your Mount Rushmore off with?
Oh, so we're doing one by one. So
I guess Chip wants to slow bleed us out. So
I just want to make sure that we have a guest house for Providence too in that house. So
absolutely, it's out back, man. You don't fuck with the help.
I would change that code every time. I would change the code to that lock every time. Providence is a trigger of mine.
At least you can party. At least you can party with the Providence fan base. You can't party with the Corn. You hate St. John's. You don't want to party in Forest Hills,
Jamaica, Queens,
Forest Hills, Jamaica, wherever the fuck they are.
All right, fair. I have things to say about. I mean, Mech's on mine, so it's a natural.
Cool.
So I just want to add just a smidge to that. I mean, everything. Obviously, Chip said he did all of that in 3 years. 3.8 academic All-American. Lest we not forget his numbers in the rafters, right? The obvious shit, but that another chapter in the Duke story. We were down 11, and that 12-0 run to sort of do it really always catches my eye. And I mean, the most elite 2-way big man in our school history. But the Ray thing. Let's go to it because Ray's on mine. I don't mind dying on that sword. I was blessed to see all these games, right? Very fortunate. So I saw every game these guys played, but first UConn superstar on a national level. To Red's point, a huge part of the legend was cemented by the incredible career that he had. And he starred in a cult classic Spike Lee jump, right? And so 96 Big East Player of the Year, before that crazy draft class, we're talking Iverson was a consensus All-American with him. Kerry Kittles, I'm at that game where he dropped 32 or 35. Number 1 came into Gamble, and Kerry Kittle spanked the shit out of Ray and Chef. But that league had John Wallace, also a He Got Game co-star.
Yeah, he was in the pickup game.
Travis Best.
I got Hobbs.
And who else? One more.
I got Hobbs.
Walter McCarty.
There it is. I should have known. I should have known you'd know. I think he put, and look, I think I should have prefaced it. For me, it's not just talent. It's legacy in defining our program as much as it is for championships. And I cheat because this is a 5-man logjam for me at each level to go with 4. So this is my party, and I'll cry if I fucking want to. So I think with Ray, he put us on the map before titles came. I think he's the smoothest scorer we've ever had. And I don't know if without Ray, we would have had that national perception as an elite program. And I think he's our OG icon, but I absolutely give the nod to Red for dropping last episode and this one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not holding that against him. Yeah, I mean, the reason he was so good, I think he's so iconic. While you make it a great argument for it, and I understand it, fuck no, Jesus Shuttlesworth, that is, oof, baby, that's come on.
I mean, and to each their own, man. That's the best part about this. It's super objective, but it's also the same reason I absolutely fucking hate it. I couldn't be any more anti-Rush. If I was making a Rushmore, I would just be purely coaches. Purely coaches. Chris, I would do CD, Gino, Calhoun, and Hurley. Stop it right there.
It's only 4.
Honorable mention is Mount Rushmore. Is Mount Rushmore 5?
No, it's 4. But I was saying, for me, it's a 5-man logjam. So I made my Rushmores have 5. But
if it was up to Trump, there'd be a fifth head on the Rush. And
that's a huge undertaking. Imagine chiseling out another face. Good luck with that.
Yeah, not for me.
And how do you get how would you ever get that quaff? To quaff.
You could never get it perfectly.
You couldn't. All right. So we've got Mech and Ray. That's who we brought to the fight. What do you got?
I did want to give an honorable mention to my Mount Rushmore, Jim Penders. 800 career wins. Just got 800 over the weekend. Shout out Jimmy. One of the most consistent coaches UConn athletics has ever had. Hooksy.
Big offer from Michigan.
Maybe not throw up gang signs next time, but
he said
I had a bunch of buddies who played for that team, and they love him. And my good buddy Josh McDonald still coaches there. And
Josh McDonald, former Blue Jay.
I don't know if he may have had a cup of coffee up there, but he was the pitching coach for a while. I'm not sure what his status is now, and he's a Cape Cod League champion as well. So coach for a few years. Okay,
quick
Penders.
Calf. I want to mention one thing.
I'm indifferent.
Calf, I want to mention one thing about Ray and how just fucking monstrous he was and the Big East was back then. Ray's junior year, sophomore year, 21 a game, junior year, 23 a game, 47% from 3. 47% from 3. Big East player of the year. The All-American team that Ray was on is AI, Kerry Kittles, his second time. People don't know what a killer Kerry Kittles was. My cousin was on his floor at Villanova, so I hated Kerry Kittles and made sure that he knew that.
He was hitting a little bit on those Nets teams, but those Nets teams were powerhouses.
And he was just a monster as a 2. So we got AI, Kittles, both Big East guys. Marcus Camby, shout out Hartford Public.
Decent.
Ray Allen and Tim Duncan. That's the All-American team.
That's fucking dude. I'm getting like goosebumps just thinking about that, dude.
Yeah.
Timmy D, Ray Allen, Marcus Camby, Kerry Kittles, and Allen Iverson.
I think also like I was to see it happen is why I think it was so. I mean, I'm younger. I'm a little older than you guys, but like to be there when he's doing like that 2-handed 360 when he's just.
You were at the Big East final in 90.
Oh, 96, 90. Was it 95?
Yeah, 96? Yeah, 96. You witnessed the shot.
That was the first Big East that my father and grandfather started taking me to, and a young bucko. I think I was in. Oh man, I was probably going into my freshman year. I mean, I also, to be fair, I didn't. You don't appreciate it as much as you should, but I also did because I'm a fucking lunatic for it. That's half the reason I'm here. Well, but yeah, I'm emotionally attached to Ray for that reason.
I'm emotionally attached to a lot of things in life, and UConn greats are definitely one of them. Chip, stop bleeding me out slowly though. Give me some more names because Calf is giving me a lot. Chip's giving me 10 minutes on a Mecca, which he deserves. I'm just curious with the other three. I just want.
It's usually me.
I just
It's
want
usually
more.
me.
I just want more. From,
Give it to
I just
him.
want more.
I'm gonna
Chip.
give you two. I'm gonna give you my two others right now. Then we'll wait on the fourth. My two others. We both got Mech. I've got Rip. The first one, the championship that built the house. I did want to go through a few things with Rip and tell you how nasty he was in college. But it just the best player on the best team in the country, our first national championship. And the story about Rip that I will always love is I was living, I don't tell too many people this, but I was living in Derby, Connecticut when I was a little kid. And the night of the national championship, everyone in town is going crazy. And what are we, 9-point dogs? Was it 9, 8.5? 9.5. And they're talking about Elton Brand like he's Marcus Aurelius in the pregame. And my mother, who I'll only describe as a small, powerful Italian woman, comes in the room right as the game tips, and I'm just freaking out, 9 years old, and she says to me in a very honest tone that if I don't turn the TV off, that TV is getting broken, and my night might turn out bad. And I looked at my mother and I said, I don't care if you whip my ass tonight, Mom. I'm watching this game. And she said, what? And I told her again, and she said, all right, well, I'm going to go in the other room. I'll be back in 20 minutes. And I heard her snoring, and I watched that whole game. And right after, I put the game on mute, and Richard Hamilton, 27 points, the entire tournament, just an absolute monster. Obviously, a great NBA career, but the Washington shot in the Sweet 16 the year before, to the national championship run. And they were even good the year that they lost to that just monster UNC team with Vince Carter and Antoine Jameson. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts about Rip on the Mount Rushmore, and then I've got a couple.
Immediate thought is that it's an absolute lock. Second thought is this dude was the reason I wore cutoff underneath my jersey when I was learning how to play the game of basketball. Made cutoffs made cutoffs look fucking solid. It was a solid transition from the Ricky Moore full sleeve underneath the shirt. Then we went to the cutoff.
Was a full sleeve guy too, because he was a little
chubby.
He might wear that shirt in the pool, but that's a different story.
But when you said Ray, when you said Hamilton,
there it is.
When you said
there it is.
When you said it, there's the one. There's gonna be
Freud. Freud would say
1.5. The line is at 1.5 per episode. Hammer the over. When you said a Hamilton story, I thought you were going to talk about. I swore you were going to bring up the moment he gave me a donut, but maybe you weren't there. Maybe you didn't witness the greatness that was a Boston cream donut with Richard Hamilton's face.
It's a great picture. I mean, what
great picture?
What picture? I thought, dude, Hamilton. I brought in a Flair rookie card. Gold label, and Connor, I was gonna say Condor, but Connor had him sign it for me, and he brought it over. Richard Hamilton is unbelievable. Same day, actually, so we both got a little gift.
He's come a long way, being more and more social. He's with age, man. I think he just. And it was cool to see him at the Pistons playoff game too. I hate the NBA.
I saw him on the sideline. Heck yeah.
I'll save the NBA hate for another episode. But yeah, Chip, I think you get 2 thumbs up from both of us on Rip. That's an automatic.
Let me just tell you, Rip's 9-1 in the NCAA tournament. Listen to these numbers: 9 games in the NCAA tournament, 30 points, 23 points, 22 points, 15 points against UNC when they lost that game. And that UNC team had Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, Shamont Williams, Brandon Hayward, Ed Cota. Shout out St. Thomas More. And then just
number
monster
5
games. And then 99, he comes back, 28 points, 21 points, 24 points, 24 points, 27 points, 7 rebounds, and a national championship that makes us, I think we have one more than Duke. And if they had won that, they'd have one more than us. Means something.
I don't think anybody was going to beat. I mean, health or not, I don't think anybody was going to beat that UNC team. But that UConn team definitely put up a fight. That was an absolute wagon. But for the essence of time, let's round out the long-winded Mount Rushmores. We finish your boys like Rushmores off here. Like,
So I gave my 3 calves. Give me your next 2.
Well, if I'm going to finish them off, obviously, Rip, I don't really have to say much about that. You covered everything there. My next 2, I think it's the easiest one. It's the Cardiac Kid, single most historic run in college basketball history. 5 games in 5 days. Yes, I was fucking there. Yes, I saw him steal Gary McGee's soul and not give it back. And then he reeled off 6 more, iced the cake by sticking it to Kentucky for number 4. Ashley Judd, if you're listening, I hope you enjoyed it. And to be fair with that roster, Boat, DeAndre, Niels, Amita, Nolan. We all love them. That roster had, anyway. But my big one is Chris Smith. Chris Smith, and I don't think many people are going to say it. And that's why I'm going with it again.
I love that.
Fortunate. That's when I really started going to games. So now I'm really dating myself. That's when I was first at every game with my grandfather.
You saw
my father.
Chris Smith?
Every game he played. But
he saw them. Dude, he saw them. He doesn't remember them. There's 2 different things.
I was right. I was there. There are pictures. You're right. I was young. You're very, very young. Look, all-time leading scorer.
Totally fair.
From our backyard, homegrown, first blue chipper to push us from irrelevance to respectability, in my not so humble opinion. And he set the foundation for the Calhoun era, which speaks to itself. I don't have to say any more on that. But what I will say is, to Red's point, I named 5. If I have to kick someone out, and this stings off the tip of my tongue, but it's got to be Ray.
Man.
Ray's got. I mean, I think Smitty gets in there. I mean, Minnesota Timberwolves, and also you ever see Smitty? He's built like a brick shit house. You got to say what's up to him. Nicest guy ever. I caught him at the Milford Mall one day, and I just went over. It's like, what's up, Smitty? He looked like who.
What year were you both at the Milford Mall? It's different than it was when.
It was last year at the food court. That's some of my youngest memories are watching. If you could find some B-roll of him dunking the ball, he's got a few disrespectful dunks floating out there, which you might appreciate. So anyways, I think, man, Chris Smith,
totally respectable answer. And, you have to have, you can't talk Rushmore without mentioning Chris Smith. He's got to be in the conversation at the very minimum, based off of what he meant. And I think that carries a lot of weight. Not really too worried about the NBA career, but he was part of that transition period for UConn. Yeah. He opened Campbell up. I mean, I'm looking at my shelf right now. It's him and Sellers and Calhoun and, opening
Scotty
Campbell. To that transitional period, Cliff Robinson. I mean, we could talk all the greats, man.
But I'll go way back.
You could go way back. But again, it's a good problem. Good problem to have. Chip.
Yeah.
Chip, give us your 4th, man. This is like the most long-winded, drawn out. Chip loves it, man. I love it though, but I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Shout out Chris Smith, Bridgeport, Colby Cathedral guy. All-time leading scorer. He's a good one. He's when we talked about the algorithm before that I had kind of going into this, not a fucking algorithm, but a couple of things I considered. But the foundation is most important in the house, and he was that. And with guys, not having guys like him, I don't know where we'd be. But
no doubt.
So I've got Rip, Mecca, Kemba, and then I wrote down a name this morning, and I have changed it since, and I've done this quite a bit. So we have 3 guys that I considered for this 4th spot.
So we have a healthy scratch.
We have a healthy scratch.
I've got plenty of fringe guys, so I'm interested in this one.
The 3 guys
I live on the fringe.
The 3 guys I have for the 4th
I was
spot
born in the dark. Yes, give it to me.
Is Ray for sure. Just we went over all his stuff. The second is Shabazz. I'll get into that a little bit. And then the third is Danielle. I think, Danielle's our first top 5 pick ever, 25 points a game, absolute monster. His stats are outrageous. I think he may be one of the most overlooked just phenoms that we've ever had at UConn. Parade All-American, Big East Player of the Year. And this morning I went back to 12 years ago, and I looked at a team. I looked at a program with a lot of issues coming off of Calhoun retiring, a season pretty much played for no reason, and then a team that was given a 7 seed with a really good record and just a motherfucker at point guard. And I say that with the absolute most respect. 2-time national champion. Just a, he changed the NCAA. He said, I can't even get snacks at night.
Oh shit! That's right.
Some of the worst NCAA rules back in the day, man. Like your coach couldn't even give you a fucking peanut butter sandwich.
I don't think they were allowed to hug you either.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you lose a scholarship if he gave you a pat in the ass. Nope, that's an infraction. Dude, Shabazz, great shout, man. I mean,
so I had Ray this morning, and I'm going through it. I'm going through it. 1,900, almost 2,000 points, Shabazz, and really, that second game of that tournament run, we played Villanova. St. Joe's might have been maybe our second toughest game in the first game. We played Villanova. They're a 2 seed, and we're a 7 seed. 1 minute into the game, I made a lot of money on that game. I'm not gonna lie. I said, "There's no fucking way he's letting us lose this game," and that's how it felt every game. And we've had a program that we have one guy at the end of the shot clock. We feel like he's going to make a fucking shot.
Yeah.
And he's going to hit the big one. And Shabazz felt like that the whole tournament. I've never seen a guy with his finger on the pulse of the tournament. This is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. And just fun too. And the last piece, I love Ray. No natties.
We're living on the train line. We're living on the train line. You mentioned Shabazz.
I'm in the Stampins, kid. Shabazz gets the better get us now Metro North.
So I got Baz as my number 4.
Brought to you by Metro North. All right. Shabazz on my number 2, man.
Baz at the 4, though. I love that. And they're coming off the postseason, where they had the blockade. The NCAA threw the book at these guys over what, if you could explain to me what it was to a T, kudos to you. But that's why, in that post game, you look at the hungry Huskies. You banned us last year, and we came back, and we ran it.
Oh, what a slap in the face, too. What a slap in the face.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
And we beat a lot of big brands in that tournament, just fucking smacking Villanova, Iowa State, Michigan State at Madison Square Garden. Then Florida, who we thought was the best team in the country. See you later. And then that Kentucky team just absolutely loaded.
That was such a loaded team, man.
7 NBA players.
Right before we got on, I was looking into, because Shabazz made my number 2, and that game, man, that team was loaded. But to your point, okay, so what? It takes more than that. Shabazz, I love. Sorry, I won't head down that road. Rad, what about you? Because I have thoughts on another point guard who hasn't been mentioned. Which
I refuse to give Rushmore, man. I'm anti-Rush.
You're not. Oh, fair. Oh, we got then. Hey, don't pass the ball back.
You know what's good about it though, man. I could just it'd be like, oh, is he on your Rushmore? I'm like, yep. And I don't have to give the other ones. Is Alex Karaban on your Mount Rushmore? Oh yeah. Who's the other ones?
Well, we know.
I don't like Rusher. Is Karaban ranked above any of the 4 guys that I mentioned?
Don't try to pinhole me, dog. Don't try to pin. Don't try to pin me down, man.
We're here.
I think that answer right there means yes.
We're here. Is Karaban on your Rushmore? Yes. Is Ray Allen on your Rushmore? No. Rip, yes. And we'll leave the other ones open for interpretation.
If Ray's on anyone's Rushmore, I think they're right.
I have questions. He might
not be on mine.
No, I have questions and doubts because you're influenced by the NBA career at that point. And you're not locked in on, and a lot of these guys. I'm 36. I don't remember Ray Allen at UConn. I don't remember that. Like, I can't lie to you, man. Like, I started watching basketball when fucking Space Jam came out, dude.
Oof.
Like, age yourself. Space Jam coming back into theaters. Coming back into theaters next month.
Ray gave us 3 years though. Freshman year phenom. Yeah, like
I'm not taking anything. I'm not taking anything away from what he meant to UConn, and what his career. UConn really took the next step. I mean, we talked generational talents. We talked the transition of the program from what it was. The dudes opened up Gamble, and they transitioned into Ray. I mean, Ricky, and Collard, and Rip, and then the Okafor and the Gordons, and this and the Butlers and the Rudy Gays, like.
Shout out Andrew Kleber.
It's just whoop, whoop. Like if you're doing a sound effect, whoop. It's just unbelievable.
Ray's the most talented guy we've ever had at UConn. And
That's fair to say. I mean, how are you going to argue with that?
I'm gonna. Oof.
How can you argue with that?
Well, I can't argue with that, but I can. Oof. All right. Yeah. Let me table that one. All I'm gonna say is Steph fucking Castle.
I'm excited to see Steph Castle, and I'm going to stand on the take side.
I love Steph.
I'm going to stand on the take that he's going to have the best NBA career of anybody.
I'm just thinking Ray, obviously, but real quick. We said Shabazz, we said Kemba, and I also got shout out, Cron Butler, back-to-back Big East Player of the Year, right? He was that guy in between 99 and 04. He was that guy. He was tough as nails, alpha scorer, but like 2-time NCAA champion, consensus first team All-American, Kuzi point guard of the year, Final Four most outstanding player, Big East most outstanding player, first team All Big East, Husky of honor, Tristan Newton. I do not care if he is new school. That dude, he came from Eastern Carolina. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, good. We got this guy from Eastern Carolina coming in. And I transitioned to, oh, hell yeah, we got this dude. Thank God we took him from Eastern Carolina. That dude, I understand the legends, but we're living the new school now. And that kid, he's the most decorated, player to come through there. And he played for 2 years.
No doubt.
On 2 teams where everybody was better than him, more or less.
There's an argument where
I like that.
Well, there's an argument in 24 that's our best team ever. I think there's an argument against it and an argument for it. Tristan was the only All-American on that team. Led the team 15-6 a game, just an absolute monster. And I wasn't in Lawrence. But I was watching Galifianakis, whoever was on the screen the whole time, and Tristan Newton went into Kansas and almost won the game single-handedly when Cam Spencer had a bum leg.
Flat tire, man.
And what's funny about that game is when Cam Spencer took the shot, obviously he had like a bad ankle that game. You're like, I can't believe this guy's taking the shot. This guy, and look at what Cam Spencer ended up being.
Does anything make you happier than seeing him?
There should be a separate category because the new age is a lot of one and dones and transfers and this and that.
Transfers, yeah.
Rank, we'll save it for another episode. Rank the best, like 1 year impact.
Bro, given Durant, given the Durantula of the business, just not giving a fuck who you are, easy money sniper, like respect. Yeah, Hall of Famer, but like Cam does not care, and I love it. And I like watching him and his brother go against it.
His brother might be one of the best athletes of all time. Give the flowers.
I mean, lacrosse, right? Yeah, man, star.
Give the flowers.
So, Calf, you had your first. Who was your second Mount Rushmore?
My second Rushmore was definitely. I'm not going to go into it because you said a lot of stuff. Karan Butler, I don't need to get into. Shabazz, obviously, Tristan. But I give a nod to Cliff Robinson just because it's right before my time, but he was all the talk, kind of coming up. And sure, amazing. He was the first huge NBA career, that we had. And then Danielle, got to give a lot of love there. So no need to make Red's ears bleed anymore, even though I find that enjoyable. So
I'm gonna make it bleed for one more second. So I got
Chip's been definitely taking over as most wordy this episode.
Chip, the stage is yours.
The chip is yours.
Meet me at the Stradian.
The chip is yours.
We got to make up for the anti-Mount Rushmore guy for doing the Mount Rushmore episode.
All right.
So shout out Teddy. First one was Mecca, Rip, Kemba. And then surprise for me about an hour before was Shabazz. And then number 2, I got Ray, Danielle, and a guy we haven't mentioned a lot today, which absolutely is on my second Mount Rushmore and maybe my all-time Colt guy. We mentioned him earlier, but not in the Mount Rushmore part. Is BG, is the boy from Mount Vernon. It's Ben Gordon. Just an absolute freak. And then the last one is tough. So you got Khalid, you have Tristan, you have a bunch of boys as well, but those are my top 2 Mount Rushmores, and I'm looking forward to a couple more Urban Lodge New England Pale Ales, and we'll try to get it out of red in the future.
Here we go, man. I mean, on the scale of 1 to 5, how red I am, I'm probably like a 4-9. And the tiers for the Mount Rushmore thing too. If I'm anti-Mount Rushmore, listen, there's only one mountain wherever the fuck is it? South Dakota?
South Dakota, I
There's
believe.
Yeah.
there's only
It's-
one
don't
Mount
go there. I've
Rushmore
been.
in
It's not
South
worth
Dakota.
it.
There's only one Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. There's not three.
Richie Rich's dad is his gold vault is up in that mountain. If anybody remembers that, be
That's
careful.
true.
Swing and a
Yes,
miss. Never
there
saw
are
it.
two. No, what Richie Rich? Macaulay
Never saw
Culkin.
Richie
Read
Rich.
a book. I
Read a
I guess
book,
watch a
read a
movie,
book, dude. Yeah.
read a book when we're talking about watching movies. Yes, two Dakotas, very necessary. Yes,
Love it, guys. Hey, this was a lot.
Um,
This was a lot of fun, man, and we're still leaving a lot on the table. There's still a lot to be discussed. Really love the support we've been getting. Want to give a shout out if you listen this far, man. Keep riding with us. It's a growing cult. Closing thoughts for the boys. I will recycle this back to you, gentlemen. Closing thoughts as we wrap up episode 3. Long pause. Long pause.
The only
Caps
thing I
ready.
got, no, man. Hey, man, Chip. No, this is you, baby. The only thing I'm going to say is one name. Since you brought up BG, obviously a huge, big college, awesome, but again, dating myself, Duran Sheffer. That dude, if he didn't have to go back and serve in the military, I
Right.
believe he was drafted by the Clippers. Duran Sheffer, man, he played alongside Ray Allen, and a lot of reasons Ray got set up for that was because we had an assassin on our team, and he was unbelievable.
He
So
certainly doesn't
that's
get the
it.
flowers. He certainly doesn't get the flowers. I appreciate that
No.
name drop. And Hurley brings him back to talk to the team. I believe
No, I saw that.
almost like on a yearly basis. I feel like, and that's for a reason. Chip,
Big number 11 too. Big number 11.
Chip, what say you?
Yeah, I think the 3 are easy. I think the big 3 are easy on the Mount Rushmore. But who's luckier than us to have about 25 other guys that we can make as number 4, 5, or 6 if we want to make a Mount Rushmore too. So yeah, a lot of people asked me a couple of questions this week about how the pod went. They were fired up, but let me know. Let me know who your number 4th on the Mount Rushmore is, or if you think the 3 are wrong, because I'm ready to go at Cavs off air a little bit more, and then bring it back for episode 4.
All right, boys. Hey, hell of a pod here, hell of an episode. As always, you better get us now.
People better get us now. That's all. You better get us now. You better get us now. Because it's coming.